Hello everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to my Step It Up Sunday. I will be doing 3 cards tonight. Hi Anne, welcome. Hi Cindy. Hi Lisa. A few announcements before we get started. This is my hostess code for February. Anyone that places an order online, please use this hostess code and you'll earn some free Stampin' Up products from me. Today is the last day to sign up for Paper Pumpkin February. So make sure you sign up to receive the February kit. And if you sign up using my link here, you'll be included in my monthly newsletter that I send out with a lot of alternative projects to use with your kit. Now, I just realized today that I forgot to draw my a name for my, January door prize, which is the Hello Cupcake. This is a brand new one. It's not the one I'm using tonight. So before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and draw a name. And these are all online orders for the month of January. And the winner is Susan Stewart. So Susan will receive this stamp set from me. Now the door prize for the month of February is the Organdy Ribbon Combo Pack. So anyone that places an order during the month of February, and that includes Paper Pumpkin subscribers, your name will get entered into my drawing. So tonight I am using the Hello Cupcake, and if you haven't seen all of the news, we have new products coming on February 15th, and one of those new products is the Call Me Cupcake Thinlits dies that coordinates with this stamp set, and I'll be using that tonight. I also want to show you what else is coming in case, whoops, I dropped a punch, hold on. In case you missed the news from a couple days ago, these are all the new products that are going to be coming on March 1st that you'll be able to purchase. We have a brand new stamp set. We have dies that go with the Lasting Lily stamp set. So you'll be able to purchase those also. We have dies that will go with the So Hoppy Together stamp set. And this one even has a little lily pad and the flowers to go with it. So you'll be able to purchase that also. And then we have the punch that I just dropped on the floor, the story label punch. So sorry about that crash. And let's see, what else do we have? So starting February 15th, so that's this week, we have some new Sale-A-Bration products being added. The All Adorned stamp set. And I did do a little demonstration with this stamp set. This goes with the Stamparatus. So I demonstrated how to use this corner image to create 4 corners using the Stamparatus. And then I used the 2 medallion ones to create these with the Stamparatus. Very nice set. So that'll be available to earn for free during Sale-A-Bration. This is the new one. Now, something exciting. We have a bundle for the level 2, which is anyone that places a $100 order starting February 15th. I'm just trying to get the paper. So we have new designer paper. There's 4 different patterns, 3 of each sheet. So the combination of the designer paper plus the stamp set will be one of the Sale-A-Bration bundles you can earn for free. And then, it's very confusing because there's a lot going on. March 1st, so if you earn this for free with the paper, the designer paper, March 1st, you can buy the framelits that coordinate with the stamp set. So a lot to keep track of, but very exciting news. Okay, so let me jump into tonight's project. So we're doing Step It Up Sunday. And if you haven't been with me before on Step It Up Sunday, I start out with a simple card and I step it up 2 more times to make it a little bit more complicated. So on the first card, I'm just doing a white card base with some Gingham Gala designer paper And then the stamped layer is also white. Now, the Gingham Gala designer paper, beautiful paper. It is on back order right now, but keep putting your orders in because we have a shipment coming in and they'll fill those back orders as quickly as they can. So these are the 5 colors that are included in that Gingham Gala designer paper pack. So let's start out with card number 1. So I've got thick whisper white, 11 by 4 1/4. I'm going to score at 5 1/2. Now, if you guys happen to hear me say ouch tonight, I cut myself really bad on the tip of my finger. I've got some liquid Band-Aid on here. But this is the finger, of course, that we use the most. And I'm trying not to press on it, but it's hard not to. Gingham Gala, this is the lemon lime twist layer. This one measures 3 3/4 by 5. And let's see, I'm going to use this side to make it different from this card. So let's use, this one has the bigger squares, and then this one has the smaller one. So let's flip it over tonight. Okay, so that's layer number 2. Now for ink colors, I'm using Granny Apple Green, Lemon Lime Twist, and Basic Gray. So I'm going to start out with the Basic Gray and stamp the base of my cupcake. So this card is all stamping everything flat. And then we're going to step it up and do some layers. This is the little squiggly image that goes at the base of the cupcake liner. So that goes right there. And then with the lemon lime twist, we've got the cupcake frosting. So all little images here we're going to keep adding to build our cupcake. This is the little heart pick. And then where's my confetti? Did I forget? I think I forgot to take out the confetti. Yep, I did. Phew, I thought I lost it for a minute. The confetti's gonna go a Granny Apple Green over the lemon lime twist. Now what I did on this one, I wanted the sprinkles to show up a little bit better. So I used the Granny Apple Stampin' Right marker and I actually colored them in. It just makes them a little bit bolder. Very easy to color in, and you can use the fine tip if you're not good with a thicker tip. And lastly, we've got the Sweet Wishes sentiment. And I'm going to glue that over my layers 1 and 2. Okay, so there's card number 1. Pretty quick, just 3 layers and a little bit of stamping. Now let me get ready for card number 2. Now this one I'm going to step up with a card fold. I'm starting out with Granny Apple Green, 11 by 4 1/4. I'm going to show you how to score. A scrap piece of the Granny Apple Green. Balmy Blue, this is a scrap. Get quite a few pieces on this one. This one is Whisper White, 4 1/4 by 4. Again, we have the same designer paper, the Gingham Gala. This one measures 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. And then we have a piece of vellum cardstock, 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. I'm also using a same size piece of the adhesive sheets. And let me dig out my die here so I can show you what I did. Okay, I can't find it. Maybe I put it, oh, I put it back in here. So this big die, what I've done is I've used a window sheet. I hope you can see that. And I've cut out this shape with it. Now let me show you the card. So I've gone from a plain and simple flat card to a card fold. This is a Z fold. The Z opens sideways. So let me show you how I'm going to score that. I've got the dropsies tonight. I just dropped my scoring tool. So I use my bone folder, 5 1/2 on the first score line, and then 2 3/4 on the second score line. And then we're going to fold in half. And then we're going to fold in the opposite direction this way. That's where the Z fold comes in. It's the shape of the letter Z. So let me go ahead and do the inside. What I did is I added 2 sentiments. And that's what the Whisper White layer is for. So the first one is Celebrate Your Day. And then again with the Sweet Wishes. So what I did here is I actually wanted one to show when the card is flat. And then we open this and there's another sentiment on the inside. So let me glue this in place. I think my husband is picking on me because I've been dropping stuff. So I started out with a large crash where my punch went flying and landed on the floor. So you guys heard that crash. And then I just dropped my scoring tool. So yes, I've got the dropsies tonight. Okay, now the reason I'm using the adhesive sheet, I wanted to tone down the blue. You can see that I did it on half of the sheet where I cut out the first one. I didn't want the blue, the balmy blue, to be so bright. So that's why I used the adhesive sheet. If I can cut it out, or peel it, I mean. I will get this started. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because I want the vellum to stick to this piece so that the glue doesn't show through. So now I'm going to bring in my paper piercing tool so you can see that the adhesive is on there. So you see how that toned down the blue? Now I'm just going to burnish. And then I'm going to bring in the Big Shot. And I'm going to cut out the same shape. Oh, Anne says I'm dropping everything because I'm hurt. That's probably, I'll use that as an excuse. That sounds good, Anne. Thanks. Thanks for having my back. Okay, now there's going to be a few times where I'm going to bring the Big Shot out. And I have some scraps here I want to use up, so I'm going to do my stamping on some of these pieces here. So we're going to use the same colors. So a lemon lime twist. And then the little squiggly, I call this a little squiggly. So we have a die that even cuts this part out. It's pretty neat. And then the basic gray for the base. And then I don't know if you noticed, there's little sprinkles on my cupcake this time. They're all heart-shaped. And that's this little piece right here. It cuts out 3 at a time. I'm also going to need the base of the cake holder. And we've got the frosting, the cupcake liner, and there's the little piece that cuts out that little squiggly piece. Oh, you know what I forget? I forgot the little heart pick. So let me add this. Now let me make some room for the big shot. I'll try not to lose anything. And let's see if we can cut some of these out at the same time. So we've got the cupcake topper, the frosting, the little squiggly. So this would be like layer number 2 of frosting is all that is. We've got the cupcake liner. And where's my little heart shape? There's my little heart pick. I'm gonna see if I can cut all 4 of these in one swoop. Whoops. I think I can do it as long as nothing shifts while I turn. Okay, so look how nice that cuts, and it even cuts out right here. There's a little swirly. It even cuts out that little hole right there. These are very well designed. Oh, I messed up on my little heart pick just a tad, but it's fine. Now all I have left to do is to cut out the little sprinkles and the little cake, cake holder base. I know a lot of you guys like to see me use the big shot because you like to see what I'm cutting. So that's why I thought I'd do it tonight. Okay, so here is the little cake base. And you could use this all by itself without the little globe on the top. But isn't that cute? Now for the little hearts, I'm going to actually put them down here so I don't lose them, and I got to go through one more time. So there's 3 of them. And let's do one more time with the 3. Okay, that should be it with the big shot on card number 2. Okay, so there's all the little confettis. They're so tiny. Now we gotta assemble the card. Let me just put all my dies aside. We'll bring this back in. And again, I'm going to flip this over to the other side so you can see the difference. Some people prefer the larger gingham. I think they both look fabulous. I don't know what my favorite would be if you asked me. Okay, so that folds this way. Now we're going to build the inside of the globe before we put the window sheet on. Everything's going to be flat. Now I like to leave this open at the top because I like to slide this under. And don't forget to share my video as you're watching because I will pick a winner to win all 3 of these cards. I'll announce the winner tomorrow. Now here's my little heart pick. I think I need the liquid glue on that one. And this one goes upside down just to be different. Now I'm going to add my confetti. So I have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to bring in my Take Your Pick tool. Let me move. I want to turn this over so I get the picky side, just so it helps me press down. I love these little heart confettis. I think they're so cute. They would be cute in a shaker card too if you guys are into shaker cards. And just to let you know, that's what I'm making next. I am making a shaker card tonight. I know a lot of you guys love seeing those made, and I hope you'll give it a try after I show you how I do mine. Okay, now, before I glue the little stand on the bottom, I need to glue this, and I need to glue it so that the glue doesn't show through. So right at the top where you see the little knob, I'm going to add a glue dot there. And I'll show you on the first card, you can't even tell that there's a glue dot underneath there. And I'm also going to add one to each corner. And then line these up. So there you now have, it looks like a glass top. I'm going to again use the glue dots, but this time because this is so skinny at the top, I rolled it to make it skinnier. So you can see how it fits nicely there. So I'm going to do 3 of those. And I usually use my index finger, but because I have that huge cut on it, I'm using a different finger. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, and this is just going to press in place over the window sheet. So how cute is that? And that's going to, now because this is a Z-fold, we don't glue, we don't add glue on this side. We just add glue to the half. I'm going to add a lot of snail because I don't want this coming off. And this is going to go right, let me see. I'm measuring right here halfway. So there's the Z-fold. And the last step, I just took some of the organdy ribbon and just made a knot. And again, I will use, oh, my little ribbon came off. I will use the glue dots to glue that on. Okay, so there's card number 2. But aren't these little confetti hearts cute? I just love that. And then you can see that this does look like glass. I hope you can see how shiny that is on the video. So let me set up for card number 3. I always try to keep my counters so organized, but you should see it. Everything is just everywhere. So I am creating a shaker card. You can see I have some sequins inside. And I have, this is one of the dies. You'll see me cut one. But this is what that die looks like. It's like a little sign, a little pick. And I've added some of those on the inside. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So let me make sure I don't lose any of my little pieces here. And I've gone ahead and cut the Flirty Flamingo ahead of time. So it's the same die that I used on card number 2. And you know, when I was looking at this, I thought this looked like a baby bottle. So I bet you could do something with that. So I'll set that aside. So let me start out with the card base. Lemon Lime Twist. 11 by 4 1/4, and I'm going to score that at 5 1/2. Again, if you're tuning in late, I dropped my score tool, so I'm using my bone folder. Now the front of the layer is embossed using the corrugated embossing folder. So let me bring the Big Shot in to do that. Okay, so now this is one of the dynamic ones, the thicker ones, so you don't need a clear plate on the top. And I'm going to show you what happens with this embossing folder. Let me get my trimmer. So because this is such a bumpy embossing folder, look what happens. They don't line up anymore because this shrinks so much. So what you end up having to do is to create a shorter card. And I'm actually going to trim that so it measures the same. So I need to trim that about there. So you lose a little over, well, about 1/4 of an inch when you're embossing. Now let me get a piece of white that I forgot. And I need to measure this. Now what I've done is I've added a piece. This is 5 inches long. Because this is so embossed and so bumpy, look how curly it is. So what I've actually done is add a piece of white behind it just to stiffen it up a little bit. So this measures 4 by 5 inches. And I'll show you by just adding this to the back what a difference it makes. Okay, so this stiffens right up. So that's how I do my cards when I use the corrugated. Now we also have a piece of the gingham gala, and this is 4 1/4 by 2 1/4. And again, I'll do the opposite side. And I'm gluing this about, 1 1/4 inches from the bottom. I just need to trim the side just a little bit. Okay, so now it's time for the shaker portion. So here's the window sheet, and here's the white, and here's the Flirty Flamingo. Now what I did is I measured the white at 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I cut the window sheet and the Whisper White just a tad smaller. Now when you're planning to do a shaker card, you have to plan in your head how this all works because there's quite a few layers. So the window sheet is going to go in the back. And I'm going to show you a few tricks that I use that work for me. So here's the window sheet. Okay. Next, we're going to stamp the cupcake and the same colors as we did on card 1 and 2. And I want to make sure that my cupcake is going to show. So make sure you go a little bit higher because you want it peeking through. And let's see, we've got the icing, which is, oh, wait a minute. I need to do my other little piece first. The Granny Apple Green. Then the frosting with the lemon lime twist. And then let's see, we've got the little heart pick. I'm gonna put 2 on here this time. Now, I left a little white spot right there that I don't like, so I'm going to bring in my marker just to fill that in. And once it dries, you can't even tell. There's always a way to fix your boo-boo, right? Now, my next step, now that this is all ready to go. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot my confetti. Too many steps. Okay, there's my confetti. Now I'm going to flip this over to the back side, and I'm going to bring in my foam strips. And I'm also going to use my Stampin' Buddy just to add a little bit of powder, just so nothing sticks to it. There's no static. Embossing Buddy, not Stampin' Buddy. I'm going to bring in my foam strips. I'm not going to use that one because it just peeled on me. I want to try to keep the backing on there because I have a little tip to show you once I have this on. Okay, so I'm going to start right at the bottom, go straight across. And you have to make sure when you put these on that you don't leave any spaces where the sequins and whatever else you've used for them to fall through. And this doesn't have to be neat because nobody's going to see this. Let's see if I can use this one to finish off. Okay, so as you can see, this is tight. There's no spaces where anything can fall out. Now, one thing that I do that really helps with the sequins especially, I bring in my embossing buddy and I just add powder to my counter, and then I use a paintbrush and I do the sides of the foam only because sometimes they're sticky and the sequins will stick to the sides and then they won't move. So I just use that loose powder and make sure all of the sides have powder on them. So that's my tip for today. Now I'm going to bring in, I'm going to show you when you cut out this little shape right here, there's also some little stars that are on the inside and I kept those. Now this is the back side, so you're going to flip these so that the good side is facing down. So I've got 3 of those, 3 of the little hearts, and then I'm going to add a pinch of the sequins. Now, one thing to remember when you're gluing the, I'm going to peel off the backing, glue my little cupcake. Make sure it's right side up because once you glue this down, you're done. There we go. See how easy that was? So now I'm going to glue that, and I'm going to use the liquid glue only because we have a lot of embossing on the front and I really want that to stay down. Okay, so there's my little shaker. And then I have a bow that I made ahead of time with the organdy ribbon. I'm going to use glue dots. Glue dots really hold well on the, especially if you glue down on the window sheet. So there's my bow. And lastly, I lost my sentiment layer. Where is my sentiment layer? It's here somewhere. I think I'm going to have to dig out another one. Let me see if I can grab a piece of white. It's here somewhere. I just don't see it. Okay, so that's 1/2 inch wide. And I need my sentiment, which it should have it. Oh, I know what I did on this one. This was another little tip. So sprinkled with love. This is all one wider sentiment. And what I did is I used my Stampin' Right marker. I totally forget about this. Let me bring a towel in. So I'm going to color the word sprinkled first with my Stampin' Right marker. I just did a little training with Stampin' Right marker tips with my team this past week. I gave them a lot of tips on markers. So I'm going to stamp the first word and then wipe. And then I'm going to do the word with. So I'm turning a 2-line sentiment into a 1-line sentiment. There's the with. And then love. See how neat that is? And then all I'm going to do is flag the ends. And card 3 will be complete. I'll bring all the cards back in too so everybody can see them. Okay, so there's my shaker card. As you can see, both of them go shake, shake, shake. Card number 2 was a Z fold. And the first card I did was just a clean and simple with a lot of white space. So I hope you enjoyed my cards, and I hope you're anxious to get the same dies that I just used tonight. So don't forget, February 15th, we have new products coming that you can pick from. I just showed them all to you. I love this bundle here. So thanks for stopping in, everyone. And I don't think I have any Facebook Live classes this week, so I'll be back on Sunday next week with my Sunday share. Have a good week, everyone, and thanks for visiting with me today.